go. We're ready to go on YouTube, ready to go on Twitch, and it looks like we're also ready to go on TikTok. On TikTok. Awesome. So, again, I know this week has been a little bit off, been thrown a little bit off. Got a couple things happening. Uh, Daughter was born way earlier than expected. So, if you hear a baby in the background, it's all good. Don't worry about it. It's it's part of the ambience, part of the environment. All right, cool. So today, today's live is called Captions That Convert, and it's how I design subtitles for reels and shorts. Okay, and how to make the captions that way you can have whenever you're making short form content for again Instagram, YouTube Shorts, or TikToks, and these are ways that you could actually get them to get watched. All right. All right. So today's about making captions that don't just repeat what you say, but they actually boost the retention. And you got to also remember that 80% of vertical video is watched on mute. That's like if it just kind of pops up and then you see it on your phone. You know, sometimes you don't have any headphones on and you just kind of still want to see what it's about. Those captions that you burn into the short the reels or whatever you're looking at the TikTok is what you're actually seeing the content of the video, and it allows people to actually see what you're talking about. Okay, so again, captions also create rhythm, they create accessibility, and they just expose your content to more people that could actually see. So, but it doesn't just stop at captions. You got to remember, good captions hold attention, and great ones add style and personality. And with that grain of salt being said, you don't want to put too much on it because you don't want to distract, but you also want to make sure that it still engages whoever's looking at them. All right. And you could see up on my screen, the screen that I'm sharing right now, and it's a short video that I did, and it's almost, I have it pretty much ready to be captioned. So I'm going to show you guys the exact process that I do. Anybody watching on TikTok, make sure you go on YouTube so you can follow along and see what I'm looking at. All right, so the program that we're using is Premiere Pro, and we're going to use the speech to text function, and for that, we're going to open up the text box, the text panel, and create captions from transcript. Now, this specific timeline has already a couple different videos that I did with captions in it already. So for the sake of this one, all right, the video stops right there. I'm going to do an in and out point, shortcut I for in, shortcut O for out point. And then we are going to go ahead and mark that, right? So as you can see right here on the panel, it says transcript, captions, and graphics. We are going to go to transcript, and we are going to click these three little buttons right here, and they're going to say, give you a couple of action options: create captions, retranscribe sequence, generate text-based editing transcript, export, import. What we're going to use for the sake of this video is going to be retranscribe sequence right here, and we are going to do, it's going to open a generic static transcript page right here, and it's basically going to tell you what language you want, what speaker you want to get it from, what audio track. We have audio on track 1, so we're going to choose audio 1. And look at this option right here. This is why I marked the in and out points, because it's going to say transcribe in point to out point only. In other words, it's just going to transcribe that little area that we signaled instead of the whole sequence. So if you pick the shorter video within a longer sequence and you don't want to do the whole thing, take up memory, GPU usage, all that, you want the program just to focus on that one spot, that's how you do it. So we are going to go ahead and click transcribe. Dope, right there, creating auto transcription. Fantastic. All right. And then we're going to focus on a few things. As you can see right here, speech to text. It literally tells you everything that I said right here. I don't want to put too much into it. There's a formula that's going on, whatever, boom. Highlight the words. And before I go any further, remember, we're going to emphasize bold keywords within the actual transcription, we're going to go over font choices, color, the placement, and we might even, at the end, I'll show you a little pop-in animation within the essential graphics and some that you can do your own with other effects that really kind of just gives it a little bit of that extra sauce instead of just plainly changing. It'll pop right up in your screen, again, creating that engagement of what you want it to look like and capture some attention. All right, cool, dope. So now that we have that, we're going to go back to the text tab, and we already transcripted the in and out points. And what we're going to do is this little CC section right here, it says create captions. So that's what we're going to click on. And it's going to create a little box, and it's going to right here create captions right in the middle. And drop down menu and this little arrow, and it'll show you different things: format, style, maximum length in characters, minimum duration in seconds, gap between captions, right? And then line, single, or double. So what we're going to do is actually, what you can do is, instead of going through all these things, we make a subtitle, kind of like a caption preset. And I already have one made here, call it social captions. But let's say you didn't have that, right? You obviously format subtitles. You choose your maximum length. That's the amount of characters, the amount of letters that you want within that frame or within that what you're saying. The duration in seconds, so the default is 3 seconds, and gap between captions within the frames. And if you want a double or a single line. So what I have right here, I'll go down to my social captions preset that I made. And as you can see, it changed it up a little bit. The maximum length, I put 20. Minimum duration in seconds, I have 1.5. So it's a very 1.5 seconds every time you see a caption. No gap between them. And only a single lines within the text. So there's not going to be any double stacking or anything like that unless I do that manually. So we're going to go ahead and click create captions. All right, and we just did that right there. Awesome, fantastic. And boom. And as you can see right here on the screen that I'm sharing with you in the bottom, right around this area, I'll shut up so you can hear it, and retention. So just those 3 things. And it's, one second. I don't know what's like lagging right there. Something else that, you might think that your content is not really dynamite. Now they're down there, and that's the default one, right? So what we're going to do is actually highlight, and it made a little caption track up top. It does it above the video, right? I'm going to zoom in on this little section. We highlighted everything, and right here is where you can see the different ones. And here you could actually edit the different things and a couple different options of the words that you say. So we're going to go ahead and highlight that right there. And boom, right there, they're on the bottom, very default. So with all those captions being highlighted, we're going to go straight to the properties, right? And this will give you the options of everything, the text. So I'll show you guys a quick little sneak peek into my formula. So we're going to go to text, and obviously you could, any font style you want. We're going to go with impact on this one. Awesome. So as you can see right there, changed it. And we're going to pick all caps because I like all caps. And font size, we want something a little bit bigger. So let's start with 75. Boom. Clarity in the bottom. You see right there, got up. Now we want to change that position, right? So we're going to go to the align and transform, right? And then you can see these little squares, and these are the different positions, caption blocks that you could put them in. So let's try that top one. That one's all the way up by my head. So you can see the one right here in the middle, right, left, depending where it is on the frame, the little corners right there, wherever you want it. So for the sake of this video, what we're going to do is pick the position in the middle. And then with these little markers, they change the position, X, Y axis of, in other words, the horizontal or the vertical position of the text. So we're going to click on the vertical position because I want to bring them a little bit higher so they don't get lost in that center because there's different colors. We're going to bring that up right all the way up. Keep going right below the mic and almost where that frame meets of my face and the program. So that's a -215 right there. Awesome. And then appearance, you know, the fill, stroke, background, and shadow, have a little bit of shadow there. I want to give it a stroke. So I'm going to click on that, but it's fully white. What I'm going to do for the sake of this tutorial, change it to black right there. And I'm going to increase the pixels, and then it's going to come up right there. We don't want to do it too much, so maybe like an 8. And we could change the color, the fill, to whatever we want. Let's say for this purpose, we want like a really bright red. So we're going to go for that. Yeah, let's leave it like that. Why not? Cool. Okay, cool. Awesome. And we could change the shadow if we want it, however we want it, or add a background if we want to it, whatever we want to do. All right, dope. So let's say we have that, and then now we're going to go and click outside of it so they're unhighlighted, and then we're going to start from the beginning, and let's see what we just did. A little bit cleaner. Cool. Moving along. We steady moving along. All right. So as you can see, it added periods, commas, and all that. So what we're going to do is, let's say, for example, show you guys something else. Okay, guys can see right there. Boom. So let's say that, I want to click on specifically that one right here, guys, and press the V, the signal arrow, click on that. And let's say I want to highlight guys, right? So the text key, I'm going to highlight that. And let's say for that specific one, I want it to be italicized. So I'll click that right there. And then I want to change the color because I really want it to stand out. So I want to pick like a nice yellow on that, make it bright. Let's go down here. Cool. And then we're going to click OK. Dynamite. And then now, this is what it's going to look like. We're going to start it off, as you guys can see on the screen. Boom. See? So that kind of pops up right there. So that's another thing that you could do which with the colors is make it pop like that and just to signal all that. As you guys can see. Now I have everything highlighted as all caps. And let's say you didn't do that and you want to emphasize it with bold, with something bold, we could do that as well. So let's say, for example, let's highlight everything. And let's say we want to take away all the caps and the Fox italic, and then we just want the guys to be bold. So we're going to go ahead and that. And obviously, if this impact doesn't have all the different, you know, the italicized, regular, and the super bold, so I'm going to use the faux bold, make that guy bold, and but this is, excuse me, make this one all caps, right? It's because we want to emphasize guys. So we're going to go back here and start it off. And start it off, as you guys can see on the screen. Boom. So right there, the guys, it's all the letters are bold. And then it's yellow, so it really pops up. So that's something else that you can use for your captions. Again, this is all preference and exactly what you want. If you want to take away all the periods, you go right there, start it off. We'll click on this and then highlight the thing. And then go at the end, erase that period so that way it's not there. We don't want any punctuation on it. And let's say there's a mistake. Let's actually just kind of scroll around a little bit. Here's how I structure my reel. All right, right there. So here's how I structure my reel. And you see it's spelled it real, R-E-A-L, but I wanted R-double-E-L, right? So what I'll do is, again, point. And I could do it on the speech to text that we did on the captions right here. But for the sake of this one, let's do it since we're already kind of on the properties panel, kind of switching it up. And this is how I find it a little bit faster instead of going back. And again, these are minimal edits of just like spelling and different things like that. So I'll go ahead and erase that and then put the reel. So it says I'll structure my reel. That's how I structure my reel. Excellent. Right there. Dynamite. And it's all about the placement. We went over the font choices, the color, emphasizing the bold keywords. And so that's literally how I turn nothing to all this with just 3 clicks. Simple as that. Remember, you want to make the presets. So maybe that first time that you do these, you just kind of like really find your style, and then you save that on that little plus sign and make it as a preset. So that way you don't have to do all those choices again. And it's just kind of text, transcribe, captions, 1, 2, 3, and then you put the preset that you already made and you're good to go. Dynamite. Again, anybody watching on TikTok, go to the YouTube channel so you can follow along in real time exactly what I'm doing. All right. So what else are we gonna do right here? So a bonus tip that I have is, as you can see, keep the line short. I would say maybe 2 per frame, but as you can see, one of my things where it's just leaving one line. Um, Unless I'm saying a lot of things or I want to emphasize something specific, I'll do that. You don't want to overcrowd the visual, so that's why I maxed it out to only 20 characters per um, frame, so that way it's not too much. And again, I'm talking pretty fast, so I don't want to, you skip something or let it be too much on the screen, overwhelming. And you can add an emoji to kind of like, but I would say only add emojis. And I know that's like a hot trending thing now, like the money signs or the faces, whatever. But you don't want to overdo it. I would say if you are gonna use it, only use it when it kind of just supports the tone or exactly what you're gonna say. But my personal choice very minimal. I most of the time don't even use them, to be honest. So that's what that looks like.
Cleaner. Cool.
And I'll show you exactly one that I made. I'll show you right here. That's a white one that I used, and let's use the one that I did yesterday, and I actually used yellow title. So as you can see right there,
Polish as I go at this point. Speed is the goal in the first pass.
so you see right there, yellow color kind of stands out from the rest of the other colors. Because I know I have a couple different ones like the purple and then the blues from the screen that I'm sharing. So what I want to do is, let's say I want to add some pop-in animations, right? So I'll go to a preset that I have in the effects panel. Have some motion ones, and I'll actually hold on one second. I'll do emotions, and I'll do kind of like a fast zoom in, and I'll see what that looks like. Ooh.
So you see that space right there per second. Stop it right there. I'm going to cut. So,
all right, let's go to open up the essential graphics. Go up here, go to window. Technically that's the properties one. I forgot it's a new one. All right, multiple items selected. Of course, that's what I did. That's what we do. All right. And this preset, I did in the quick preset. Let's do this right here. Low motion. Let's do motion print presets. Scale out to the camera. Type. Scale out to. Oh, I'm sorry. So what I'm gonna do right here is before you even do any of the effects that you want to drop into this, you want to right click. Hold on one second. We are gonna go, instead of right clicking, this kind of awesome that's happening right there, and we are gonna go to we're gonna make this into, hold on one second, markers, graphics and titles. There we go. So we're gonna upgrade caption to graphic. Dynamite.
I don't polish as I go at this point. Speed is the goal in the first pass. We're going to use the Ripple Edit tool. Let's start with this.
All right. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I kind of erased something right there. All right. Let's go to we're gonna select that graphic, flame fonts and private, export, upgrade to source graphic. All right. Let's actually save that for the next time, because I'm going way over time here. So now what we're gonna do is, I'll leave it for the next one, that we're gonna add some effects to it, make them pop in and out. Thought I had the graphic here or the preset, but I don't have it in there, so it's all good. Don't worry about it. Again, let's go over. We did the making the captions. Again, 80% of vertical videos watched on mute, so remember that. We went over Premiere Pro and speech to text in the properties. We transcribed it, created captions, emphasized the bold keywords, the font choices, went over the colors, the placement, and Also, kind of like don't add extra things, extra emojis if you don't need to. All right. And again, the template that I use right there, it saves me like another extra 5 minutes, especially when I'm really trying to make, crank out like 3 or 4 at a time. And if you guys actually want me to give you that preset so you could use it on your own, let me know in the comments and I'll go ahead and I'll do that. So make sure to drop a comment there. Check the description. I appreciate everybody looking at my lives. And then tomorrow, since we switched up and today's been a crazy week, tomorrow I'm going to do the movie review live. And I'm going to have a special guest on, one of my best friends, and we're going to go over the movie Pulp Fiction. So stay tuned and make sure you hop on that at 7 p.m. Central Time. All right. So until next time, everybody on TikTok, you already know what it is. I'm going to end that one. And then everybody.